Hey guys, Joebizz34 back again, and I'm doing this very special review of the DX driver. I guess it's simply called, or cabbie driver some say, but you know, we all know it's based off of the movie Taxi Driver with a very young Robert De Niro, and this is the DX set that I picked up from a fellow Freak board member in Tropy, who sold it for a very fair price, considering it's a DX set. He sold it for almost what it cost when it was brand new off of Rainman's site. And anybody who's anybody in this hobby knows who Rainman is, and I don't need to explain any further, but he is one of the top customizers in the industry, in the community, in the 1/6 world. And he's made some figures that many believe are, and many consider, grails, which I would agree. And I think this is one right here. And I'm going to go into a bit of detail just covering what this DX set has, and then show the full figure as well, which you guys saw in the beginning of this vid, in the intro, and a little glimpse I showed when I reviewed Beta Motali's Jason 3D base. Anyway, with the DX set, you get this beautiful box, which looks like a taxi cab driver from New York. Very fitting. Okay, get that out of the way. So that's the box he came in. It's all foam, and it looks like a Hot Toys box, you know, like a DX Hot Toys box where the figure is all covered in foam and nice and protected. This is the certificate that says DX Rainman. Okay, and it's signed there by him, the man himself. And according to this, this is the driver DX serial number 7 out of 25. So that's a pretty low number, so that's pretty cool. Okay, there it is right there. And with the certificate, you also get postcards, which is kind of a cool, nice little touch. That has the picture of the figure, okay, on the cover. And it says there, 5th anniversary. So this is a special figure because it celebrates his 5th anniversary, I guess, of doing figures and his work. So it's kind of cool to have this figure of his that celebrates that monumental moment for him, I guess, reaching 5 years. So here's the one head sculpt you get. It comes with the 2 head sculpts, the one with the mohawk that you saw on the figure that I'll show, and this is the other head sculpt that is basically, and you can see, I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice as far as the paintwork. Let me see if I can fix the lighting on it, or maybe, kind of, yeah. But it's very, very, very well done, very nice and painted. Skin tones are very nice. Little details, like even on the eyes. See if I can zoom in a little closer here. There you go. So the lighting can give you different lightings. There you go. So very cool. So that's his prior, you know, his pre hairstyle before he shaves it into the mohawk towards the end of the movie. Now, with addition to that, there's other boxes that come with all the rest of the stuff right here. Okay, so there's his alternate outfit that comes with the screen accurately correct. Let me zoom in again. Shirt. You can see the pattern of the shirt and the jacket that he wore earlier in the film. The first half, or most of the film, I should say. There's his pants with the belt, the jeans, very nice, very high detail. His boots, his cowboy boots. Okay, very well done. Eventually I'll probably build up a second body to display this look, as you know, with that head sculpt, as well as the mohawk look. Comes with his different guns and weapons, the knife, the handheld guns there, the big pistol that we saw him buy off the weapons dealer in the hotel room. And these things are well made. I mean, they feel very sturdy, very, very nice, almost like mini props of a real gun. And here's another. Also comes with his, if you want to do the shirtless look, where you see his, you know, you see his straps, or the gun, the holster going around his shoulders and chest. Very nice. And he also gives you this. I'll take it out of the package so you can see it. If you want to build up that second figure, or you want to, which I guess is not totally necessary if you're going to just have him clothed. But if you want to have him shirtless, like in some of the scenes you've seen, whether it's his flannel shirt, opened, or when he's completely shirtless and he's posing in the mirror and stuff, you can use this chest piece with, he's even got the hair on the chest, which is cool, nice little touch. So you can use this to display him that way. So there is detail there without his shirt on. I mean, with this set, with this DX set, there's about maybe like, sorry, I had to put the thing back in the plastic. There's about 4 or 5, honestly, different options of displaying this figure. I mean, you could display him with that head sculpt, you could display him with the mohawk, you could display him with this head, with that mohawk outfit, with the green army jacket and stuff, because there was, I believe, a moment where he had that outfit on even before he did the mohawk without the sunglasses and stuff. And oh, and here's another thing that comes in its own box, which is cool. This is the last piece of really cool accessory. Check this out. And what's impressive about this stuff is that they're functional. Look at this, his hidden handgun that he had up his sleeve. How cool is that? And it does function. It goes back and forth. I don't want to break it, but it does. It's on a rail. See, it slides up and it slides down. How cool is that? So you can actually put that on the figure. So that's just to show you all the accessories and stuff. I haven't even showed you the main figure. I mean, other than showing him briefly. Okay, so that's all the stuff that comes with it and is part of the DX set, which is nice on its own. So here, in my display case, now he's not going to stay here. He's a little out of place right now next to Jason's and stuff, but he will get his own. There he is. He will get his own spot. I have a new detail coming over here that I'm going to set up with lighting. And yes, there is the Willy Wonka, which you guys have seen if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I have posted pics. I did get my hands on a full set Wonka, and I will explain that in my next vid when I show that. But there he is. Also with the boots, also with the jeans that are like the other ones you get. And there's the army jacket, very detailed with the patches, okay, just like he wore in the movie, the buttons, and I have him clapping here. This is mimicking the scene that he did when he was watching the rally for the presidential candidate giving his speech, and he almost looked like he was. I don't want to give away if anybody didn't see the movie. I mean, it's really old, so I don't think there's spoilers at this point. But he was there contemplating possibly assassinating him. And, to be honest with you, the movie, and by the way, this is how the figure came out of the box. So I think the full set comes like this, and then the DX comes with the alternate head and the outfit. I'm not really 100% sure, because I know you could have, I think you could just get the other version as a full set too, but I'm, again, not 100% positive on that. Anyway, I mean, the detail, the shirt, the clothing, everything is just spot on accurate. Now, the one thing I will say you got to be careful for is the glasses fall off really easily. So be careful with the sunglasses. Here's the other head sculpt again. And what I will say is that you kind of sacrifice a little bit, because Rainman's very detailed, I guess, with the body parts and stuff as well, and painting and matching up with the chest pieces. So you do, like that chest piece I showed you, there's no articulation by the waist, by the stomach area. So you sacrifice a little bit on articulation, but that's okay, because the characters he's making are not really, ultra dramatic. You wouldn't use ultra dramatic poses, I should say. They're more of kind of like a static kind of pose. You find the right pose for them, and you kind of leave it that way. So you're getting detail, and you're getting accuracy, and sacrificing slight articulation in that particular area, but really no big deal. And that's the observation I would make. But just to give my thoughts on this movie and why I wanted this character, it was a good deal for the set, but there was more, a little more to it than that. And I am a fan of the film. So when I saw this figure and I saw that I had a shot at one, I I remember the film when I was little. My father was a big fan of this film, you know, in the 70s, and I was little. When this film was out, I probably was only about 5 or 6 years old, so I wasn't old enough to see it. You know, in those days, it was kind of like a no-no to see this kind of film. It was for the adults, let's face it. And it was a very, like I said, very, very, very young Robert De Niro. And I decided to rewatch the film recently when I was kind of amped and hyped to get this figure, because I always remember, I always know that's the famous line where he's like, "You talking to me?" So I always knew about the figure, or the character, I should say. And when I had a shot at buying this, I wanted to rewatch the film again. So I went on Netflix and they had it there to stream. So if you have Netflix and if you have not seen this movie, go see it. It's old. I mean, it reeks and drips 70s. I mean, the movie is such a period piece at this point. Not that that's a bad thing. It's New York and it's the 1970s, and it's just, you know, it's amazing the difference in times and how the city operated, and what was going on in New York. And it's a really cool film to watch at this point in time because of that. So I suggest you watch it. It's a cult classic, and I never really, you know, I always remembered him as being kind of like a lunatic or like some sort of psycho that drove a cab and he kind of freaked out. But I didn't really understand the film because I remember it as a child, or bits and pieces. I never really even thoroughly watched it. So I watched it as an adult, you know, a few weeks ago, and because I really wanted to see what the character was about and, you know, everything else. And man, was it a good film for its time. And of course, Robert De Niro is a great actor, and he just, you know, he just lit that movie on fire. I mean, he was the whole movie basically. And the movie's a little odd. It's a little offbeat. The ending is a little weird. You know, even just like the way they filmed back then, it's a little hard to get used to if you're not a person from those times, or if you didn't understand, you know, if you didn't see movies growing up at that time period. But I say stick with it because it's a very interesting film, and what I'm trying to get at is the psychological aspect of that film is very intriguing. Like if you study philosophy, or if you're studying to be a psychologist or psychiatrist, it's a great film to watch because it really shows like things from his point of view. And you know, he's not really a bad guy, you know, and that's something that I really didn't understand until watching the film as an adult. He's not a maniac. He's kind of losing his mind, and he's kind of going a little crazy, but he's doing it for the right reasons. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like Vigilante meets Psycho, you know, and he kind of walks that line between being bad and doing bad things, but also he is doing it against bad people. So it's very intriguing, and you know, if you really look at how things play out in the film, it really leaves you wondering like, where was this guy's head at? You know, was he really losing his mind, or was he in control the whole time? Did he know what he was doing? You know, did he do it for pure reasons? Did he do it for selfish reasons? You know, is he nuts? You know, or is he righteous, or a little bit of both? And it's really kind of up to you as the viewer to kind of make up your mind about that. So the character is really, it's really a cool character, and I'm so happy to own the figure. And it's my first Rainman figure. Wonka I got second, and that obviously is a grail, and that's a whole nother story. But you know, this is my first DX set, and this is my first full figure that I bought from Rainman before the Wonka showed up. So I'm happy and honored that this was my first one, and I will cherish this figure. It is definitely a conversation piece, and I will respect and display it as so. Okay, guys, until next time, I'll be back with more. Wonka's coming and a couple other surprises, all right? Till then, guys. Oh, and again, I just wanted to give a little shout out again to Stiff Richards. I've been giving the man a lot of shout outs lately, but rightfully so, because he was the one that made me aware that this was in a sales thread going on, because we talked about it, and we talked about not just this figure, but several Rayman figures, and he was kind of giving me some insight on them. And, you know, not that I was aware of Rayman, I was aware of his figures, so it's not that I didn't know. But it just came up in conversation because we talk a lot about the 1/6 community in general and just the happenings and the hot figures and stuff like that. And he told me that this figure was available, and he told me the thread that it was in. So I saw it, I saw the price was right, and I pounced, and I bought it. So thanks to Entropy for selling it, but also thanks to Stiff Richards for pointing me in that direction and making me aware that the figure was on sale. So again, thanks to both of you guys, and thanks everyone for watching, and I'll be back next time real soon. Peace out, guys.